I love a spring roll. It's always a go-to when I order from my local takeaway shop. You've got to get an order of spring rolls. But making them at home is really easy. And that's what I'm here to show you guys and you, Jack, today.
Alrighty.
All right. But these are my Korean beef bulgogi spring rolls. Have a look at this gorgeous beef. This is scotch fillet, but also known as ribeye or cube roll. And this is going to go into our spring rolls. But first we have to marinate it in all of this lovely goodness.
Okay.
All right, I need your help.
All right.
Can you grate me an onion? And then we've got a nashi pear that I want you to grate for me, just nice and finely. The nashi pear is really gonna help to make our beef super duper tender.
Okay,
All
and
right.
there's amazing marbling through this beef as well, so that's going to help tenderise things, isn't it?
Absolutely. This cut has some great marbling, a nice fat content, and when that renders out when we fry it, it's going to make the most amazing flavoured beef.
Okay.
All right,
I'm in.
let's do it. 2 cloves of garlic that I'm just going to grate straight into our bowl. Have you ever made your own spring rolls at home, Jack?
Mate, I have, but mine are a fresh Vietnamese spring roll with all the raw ingredients, fresh herbs, like a simple sweet chilli or like a peanut kind of dipping sauce.
I love it.
I'm not so much the deep fry at home or order it as a staple for my takeaway.
I respect that. I respect that.
This onion's making me cry.
Oh, it's all right. It's okay. So we've got our ginger and our garlic. All right, you're right. Not too many tears.
It was an emotional moment for a minute there.
All right, thank you. And then if you could start on the pear as well. I've got some sesame seeds here that are going to go into for our marinade. I'm going to save some back for our dipping sauce. And then we've got some gochujang, or a fermented Korean spicy sauce. I love this stuff.
I've definitely gotten more into this since working with you. And
I know Mike loves it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you go with that?
Oh, well, there's a lot of juice.
That's great. That's what we want.
But I
All of
think
that
that's
can
what you're
go
after,
in.
right? So
Yeah, that's great. And then I've got some white sugar that I'm going to pop in here as well. We'll save some back for our dipping sauce. And then we want some soy sauce, a nice drizzle of soy, and some sesame oil.
So there's quite a bit of ginger in there.
Yeah, it was about a 2 centimetre piece.
Yeah, okay.
Now we'll give this a little mix around,
It's quite a chunky marinade as such, isn't it?
which is what you want. If you just want to keep mixing that for me,
Okay.
I'm going to slice up our steak. So I'm just going to pile it up together and just sort of roll it up a little bit. Nice sharp knife, and just going to slice it as thinly as I can.
So dare I ask, but if you weren't putting the beef into the bulgogi marinade and making it a deep fry spring roll,
Yeah.
what would you do?
Just on rice would be amazing. In a stir fry.
Yep.
All right, that beef can go in. Now, all you want to do is just give this a toss, cover this, and we want to marinate it. If you've got the time, do this the day before, but at least 2 hours, all right?
Yeah, okay.
So, I'm going to cover this with some Glad wrap and then pop this in the fridge, and then we'll move on with our dipping sauce and making the spring rolls. All right, Jack, our bulgogi beef has been marinating away in the fridge, tenderising that beef. Smells amazing.
It looks good.
Yeah. So what we have to do now, I've got to fry it off. So I've got the pan nice and hot.
Yep.
I'm going to fry that off. In the meantime, can you slice up that spring onion?
Yep.
We need some that we're going to put in the spring rolls, but then some for the dipping sauce as well.
Easy done.
Thanks, Jack. Little drizzle of olive oil into our pan.
So how long do you need to fry the beef off for?
Literally probably 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, it's super fast, like a flash fry.
Yeah, because I cut the beef so thinly.
Yes.
It will cook in no time at all. And you got to remember, the beef will continue to cook when we're frying the spring rolls as well. So it's really just giving it a good fry and then taking it out. It's a sound you want to hear. So we're just going to get all of that frying in our pan. If you've got a smaller frying pan, you could do this in batches, but I reckon I can get away with doing it in one.
Because you want a lovely crispy fry on it, yeah?
Yeah, you
don't
want to get
stew it.
you want to get a bit of caramelisation on it. All right, in the meantime, we need to make the dipping sauce. In our little bowl here, Jack, if you could put some of the spring onion and then the white sugar, all of it, dump it in.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it. And the sesame seeds.
Yep.
And the leftover gochujang. And then just some soy sauce and sesame oil. That's it. Give that a little mix and that'll be our nice dipping sauce for the spring rolls. Bulgogi beef mix has cooled down. If you try and use the hot beef mix on your spring roll wrappers, they're just gonna fall apart.
Yeah, fair
All right,
enough.
so you need it to cool it down first. We've got our spring roll wrappers here under a damp tea towel, just so they don't dry out, which is really important. And they're nice and delicate, so we just carefully peel one of our spring roll wrappers off onto our clean bench. We've got some vermicelli noodles here that we've just cooked, and we just want to get a little handful of our noodles, and we just spread them in the middle at the bottom. Then we have some kimchi.
Yum.
All right, fermented cabbage, absolutely gorgeous.
I do love what's going on here, but I really do just want to eat the beef with the kimchi on a bowl of rice.
I know. All right, and then some of our bulgogi beef on top. All right, and then just a little bit of these spring onions that you expertly sliced. Fold up the bottom over the edges and then get it nice and tight and roly-poly.
So they're pretty decent size as well, aren't they?
Yeah, just run a little bit of water just to help act as glue to seal our spring rolls.
Seal
There we go. Looks like I bought one.
Ooh.
All right, and then we'll pop them on here.
Some
Ready.
perfection to live up to there.
Let's put on some rap music. Let's get rapping. All right, crispy spring rolls. Let's cut one open and have a look.
They're very big.
They are.
They're like a serious serving of spring roll, aren't they?
That's a
Just
Tim
the way-
size
Yeah, I
spring
think
roll.
so.
I love a good chunky spring roll. Have a look. That is a hefty spring roll.
It sure is. It's also very hot, so I'm not going to put it in my mouth
I
just for
know.
another minute or two.
But to plate these up,
Yep.
I think with our little dipping sauce, just make a nice array of our spring rolls. So these are a decent meal. You couldn't eat them all by yourself. Should we have a little taste?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, just be careful, it will be hot. Little dip into the sauce.
Well, look. It's not every day of the week that I say I'm enjoying a spring roll, but
I know.
one made by Timbo, I'm definitely making an exception for because it is really very, very delicious.
Very Moorish, very naughty.
Yeah.
That bulgogi beef is just next level.
It really is. It really is.
Have a go at making your own spring rolls at home. You will not be disappointed.
Definitely not.